Hi beloved, how you doing? I'm Tanisha and welcome back to my channel. Yes guys, how you doing? So guys, there's something about being on the toll. Yes, something about being on the toll that always bring me back to a deep meditation about my faith, what I want and what I intend to continually have. And there is something about me being on the toll that just always remind me to continually to go forward, because the moment you enter the toll, that's not when you decide to take the toll. The moment you make that turn to enter the toll at any given point, because there are many different toll roads, that's not when you actually decide to be on the toll, to take that route. And it's the same thing with our walk with the Lord, with our journey, with our decisions to make Christ. Only one or two of us perhaps will just suddenly make that boom, that decision. But most of us, it has always been in our mind, toying with us. It was always a preparation or a step that we believe that we will take, we would like to take. But there are factors surrounding this. There are things that are causing us to procrastinate and everything. But there's something about being on it that keeps reminding me to always go forward. To keep going forward. Because the moment you enter that toll, there's a specific destination in mind. There's a point that is in mind. And you being on that road, you taking that path, it is an intention, a deliberate intention to make it there, to continue there. And though it is a toll, there are routes, there are different turnoffs. There are different points when person will turn off to exit for different reasons. You know, maybe because that's where you wanna get off. Because there are different, like different roads to get off, different place to get off. But I don't believe anyone would choose to get off at point A when point B was where you originally intend to get off, unless there's an emergency or else there is something. And that was the next thing that puzzled me, the next thought that have me. And it was that I am to make sure that I am very conscious that whenever I'm making a turn in my walk with the Lord, that turning point that I'm gonna make, that turn that I'm making, it must still be in line with my intended destination. It must still be in line with the will of God. It must still be in line with where I intend to go, though I'm making this turn now. So even my turning point, the areas where I'm gonna come off, it must still be in line with my destination to take me to where I want to go. And I don't know about you, but when I felt that was just so powerful, honestly to God, that was just so meaningful, so impacting. And so there's something about me when I'm on the toll, I become very quiet within myself. And it's like I begin to have this reasoning with the Lord, with my thoughts. And the next thing was that there are escape lanes. You being on the toll, there are escape lanes, because things will happen. A battery can die. A car battery can die. A tire can be flat. There can be an accident, there can be incidents, stuff that will cause you to pull over, stuff that will cause your tire to blow out. There are those things that really can happen. And when those things happen, the road is designed in such a way where you cannot just make a sudden turn. So whatever help or aid is coming, it is to pull you further. It is to get you to go still. So you may be broken, you may be having so many different feelings, so many situations, but still, when help comes, help can only pull you forward. Because it's not designed to turn like that. And so even with you and I in our Christian walk, when we find ourselves like feeling defeated, when we find ourselves going through different seasons, different struggles, we should ask help. The type of help that will keep us going forward. So though we are weak, though we are feeble, the help that's coming must be in line with our given destination still. So even though you are broken, so if you feel like giving up, if you feel like you want to say, listen, God not real, I'm tired for wait upon this God. I'm tired for wait upon God and God not come true for me. So me in that season, in that state, whatever help or aid is coming, let it be a help or a aid that will keep me, though I may not feel like I want this anymore, but that help must keep me in line with my original thoughts, intention towards the destination that I hope to go. And so as believers, we have to be very careful about the aids. Yes, person giving us aid. We must be vigilant. We must be aware of the type of aid we are receiving from others, because not every help will take you where you want to go. Not every help will come to help you stay in the right path, on the right lane. Some help will come to distract you, to keep you locked down. Some help will come to keep you captive. And so you have to be very careful about that. And there is something about the escape lanes. So I believe something can happen, because when I look at them, they're like tires at the end of them, and it looks like, I've never gone up on one, so I don't really know, but I believe you can drop a comment or something to tell me what's really happening as drivers. So there are tires at the end of the escape lane. And I believe when the road is going up, based on what I see, the floor, the road, there are parts on it that looks like though it's designed to cut the speed, to make it sink, and the tires is there to brace, to let the impact not be so much, so much devastating where persons will die. But it is that it's designed in such a way that will give aid to the person that is in trouble. And even so, you and I, we can find ourselves spiraling, getting out of control, not lining up. We can find ourselves being radioactive sometimes. We can find ourselves going away from our purpose. We can find ourselves being destructive. We can find ourselves just going. But I believe that God, and there are persons in our life that will help us. To take that break, to stop us. And when that sudden stop or that sudden thing come to hit us, it's not to kill us, but it's just to help us to reposition. I don't know, guys, but when I felt it, when I was seeing it, listen, it was something. I can't explain it the way I feel it. I can't express it the way it is to me, but let me tell you, there's just something powerful about being on the toll, any toll. No matter how long or how short it is, when I go on one, there's a constant reminder and a lesson and a word that I always receive, that I'm always reminded of. Because the race is not for the swift, neither the battle for the strong, but those that will endure. Those that will endure. And what I saw was, everyone's goal is different. Everyone's goal are different. And not because someone else's goal look glamorous, it doesn't mean that you are failing. Remember, everyone have an objective. So not because someone else's objectives are met and their goals are achieved, it doesn't mean that you are failing. It doesn't mean that you should change your course. It doesn't mean that. So God just bless you, beloved. God bless you, believer. And have faith in God. Believe God to the very end. Don't change course. Keep